Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we are going to be continuing on with our HTML5 tutorial series, and in this tutorial we are going to be covering the address element. So what exactly does the address element do? Well, it doesn't really do anything per se, but what it does allow you to do is it allows you to display contact information on your page in an organized way. So you don't have to just have your contact information. Let's say you're writing an article, a blog post or something, and you want your profile picture, your name, your email address, that kind of stuff at the bottom of the document or something like that. That's where the address element comes in. You don't have to do it that way. You could just put it all in paragraph tags and call it a day in the footer, but the address element might be something you would want to use. So, how do we use the address element then? Well, the address element is an element that's actually used. An element that's used in the body. So, go ahead and go inside of our body element. And in here, we are going to put what we're going to do here is we are going to have address just like this. And so inside of this address element then, we're going to put some dummy contact information. So let's say John Doe. And phone. Let's say 222.222-2222. Just like that. And email jdoe at dummy.com. Something like that. Now, keep in mind, when we look at this in the browser, it is most likely not going to display like we have it written. It's not. They're not. The content is not all on 3 lines. It's going to be on 1 line. So how do we actually view this in the browser then? Well, in Visual Studio Code, you can right-click on your HTML file, you can go open with, or you can go and reveal in File Explorer or Finder. I'm going to reveal in my File Explorer. Now, select your document. Right, so go ahead and select that HTML file, and now we're going to right-click and find Open With. I'm going to say with Edge. We're going to say Edge for now. And so here's our page. Now, at the top of the page, let's kind of make this bigger. Okay. So here's our document content. Now you can see that that our content wrapped to the next line as the size of the as the size of the text increased, which is nice. That's part of the dynamic. That's part of the metadata tag that we have in the head for responsive web pages. But you can see the stuff in the address element isn't like on 3 lines like we put in our markup. And that is because we didn't use what's called a break element. So let's go back into Visual Studio. I am going to close that panel. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is in between name and phone and between phone and email, we're going to put break elements. Now, how do we do a break element? Well, it's pretty simple. You do a less than BR and a greater than. Just like that. And we do that here. Okay, now if we save our document, we go back to Edge and we refresh. Now you can see all of our data is on their own separate lines. Pretty neat stuff. Now, of course, it appears something went wrong with something went wrong here, and that is, I see what we did wrong. I had a typo. So, do that, reload, and there we go. Now, if you also notice, one other thing about, well, okay, page, you're being uncooperative. There we go. Now, the other thing about the address element is that it doesn't just allow you to show your contact details in an organized way on the page. One thing it does do is it displays your contact data in an italicized font face. So you can see the text is italicized. You can change that with CSS if you wanted to, but this is what it looks like by default. And keep in mind too, I have my screen colors inverted, so your screen isn't going to look like this necessarily. Yours is going to be a white background with black text, but my colors are inverted. So that basically does it for the address element, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.